Jai Guru, today sir is not there, Ghosh sir is not there. That's the reason he has given me the responsibility to talk somewhat. I will try to do to the best of my capacity. Again, my favorite topic remains philosophy. So I would be talking only on philosophy, but I would like to start with one very interesting story which we find in Upanishads, basically the oldest Upanishads. It is from Katha Upanishad. It has got the reference in other Upanishads also. This story is very famously called Nachiketa story. Yam, Nachiketa meets Yam, and some conversation goes on between them. And this story is only about that. This is a very, very important and very famous story, and one must dwell very deep into it to find the esoteric meanings of this particular story. Story goes like that. There was a sage called Ishashravak who had one son called Nachiketa. As every father, that he also used to love Nachiketa a lot. Nachiketa also used to love him. One time, the sage decided to do Vishwajit Yagya. And as per the rules of the Vishwajit Yagya, one has to donate every possession, everything they possess. They would like to donate it, daan dena padta hai. You have to give everything. Now this Yagya was going on, and Nachiketa found that his father is giving away daan of really a bad thing, and they refer to it as cows, like they had a lot of cows. So his father was giving away daan only of the old cows, which are of no use. And young cows, but one has to give, I would say, everything they possess. The young cows also was his possession only. But what the sage said, no, these are possession of my son. That's the reason I'm not giving. So I possess only these old cows, so I am giving you that. Nachiketa was observing it, and he basically thought it's not a right thing. Because these old cows, in case you give it as a daan, it will come to a burden only for the person who receives them. So he asked his father that since you are keeping this young cows for me, but I am also yours only, na? So you have to give me also as daan. So Nachiketa asked his father, okay, father, to whom you are going to give me as daan? Father ignored that. Nachiketa that time was hardly 9-10 years old. He asked again, Father, I am also one of your possession, to whom you are giving me as daan? Father ignored again. Third time again he asked, Father, I am your possession. Please let me know to whom you are giving me as daan. Father little got angry, and in that anger, he said that I am giving it to Yam. मृत्यु को. यम मतलब मृत्यु. मैं मृत्यु को दे रहा हूं तुम्हें. Now, father said so, but he used to love his son a lot, like every father does. He felt very, very bad after that, but he was a rishi, so whatever he said had to happen, so it happened. So Nachiketa went to Yamlok. When he went to Yamlok, Yam was not there at that particular moment. He was sitting on the gate. Yam was supposed to come after 3 days. So without eating, without drinking anything, he started waiting for Yam to come. When Yam came after 3, he was very surprised. There's a small young boy of 10 years only, and he's waiting for me without eating, without drinking for 3 nights. Yam said, I'm very happy with your devotion. So I'll give you 3 vardans because you are sitting here for 3 nights without eating and without drinking anything. तो मांगो, आपको क्या मांगना है? 3 वरदान. Nachiketa, a young boy, just imagine a 10 years old boy, what he said. मैं पहला वरदान तो ये मांगता हूँ कि when I go home, my father should be happy. You should forget all the miseries what he has gone through, because I know he loves me. In case you go esoterically into this, that talks about the father-son relationship with the parents. That you should always take care of your parents and make them happy. Try to make them happy. So that's what he did. Yam granted him that particular vardhan. He said, if you go there, father is going to forget everything and his life will be normal and he'll be happy ever after. Now, what is the second vardhan, what you are going to ask? Nachiketa said, I have been born in the family of sages, where I have seen a lot of yajna going on every now and then. And they give ahuti to Agni. आप मुझे वो अग्नि का ज्ञान दीजिए जो स्वर्ग जाने में सहायक होती है. Yam was very happy with this. This is okay. I'll grant you. And he said the Agni basically is of 3 types. One Agni is Agni what you see in a Havan Kund, and you do chant a lot of mantras and all that. The other Agni, it is known as the Agni within. You have to उसको प्रज्वलित करना है, उस अग्नि को प्रज्वलित करना है, so that you can go to the heaven. इन सब का रेफरेंस, इस अग्नि का जो रेफरेंस है, where he said that this अग्नि से आप स्वर्ग पा सकते हो, दिस अग्नि को प्रज्वलित करके आप स्वर्ग तक जा सकते हो. तो he was very happy with his wisdom. Yam was very happy with the wisdom of Nachiketa. So he said कि this Agni from now onwards will be known as Nachiketa Agni. This went off. Now ask your third and the last wish. In fact, he said granted him fourth. The Nachiketa Agni, what he said, that was an extra wish what he had given to him. So first thing, he has taken care of the Nachiketa. In the first thing, he has taken care of the this worldly responsibilities. In the second verse, he knows the knowledge of basically a supreme Swarg Nark, and Swarg and the relationship between that. He understood that. Now in third verse, he wanted to understand what is Brahma. Tell me, O Yama, ki what after death what happens? Where does a person goes? Because I have heard 2 versions, that one thing ki there's nothing happens and the body is just burned and turns to ashes or Mahabhut mein mil jati hai. Other thing what I have heard is that it goes take a different birth and you go into the cycle of birth and death. What is this? What this? Yama was very surprised when he I would say, heard this particular thing from such a young boy, Nachiketa, he said, "Ki this knowledge what you are asking for, this even Devtas even don't know. Even Swarg people they don't know. So please ask me something else. This I won't be able to give it." Or what, he didn't say that I won't be able to give it. Maybe I think you're not ready for it. You ask me. He tried to give, I would say, the Yama tried to give him, a lot of this thing, what do you call, things, so that he used to lure, I would say, Nachiketa, that he should take something else except for this particular question. So how you can lure a person? He gave lot of big health, I would say, big life, healthy life, lot of money, whatever it is required for you to live in this earth, to be happy, which includes everything. Like maybe you require woman, maybe you require money or lot of servants or luxury of any kind. He tried to lure Nachiketa with everything, that you take whatever you want, I'll give you, but don't ask this question. Nachiketa said, "Sir, this is of no use to me, because what you are giving me, they are just for the time being, and they will go. Even Swarg also is for the time being. That time will come when this will also vanish, and I have to come back to this cycle of birth and death. If you want to grant me, I know, you only know, because you are the god of death. You only know what happens after the death. So you are the right person, whom I am asking, and after that I will never get this opportunity to meet you like this and to know what is this particular Brahma is, or this what is this cycle of life and death is." After getting convinced, it is said that Brahma granted him the knowledge, but few things, I would say, few Upanishads, they tell that the how the knowledge was granted. Otherwise, most of the stories they end here only he was granted the knowledge of Brahma. So what I have come to know in my research, what Yama said to him, to the answer of this question, he said, "Yes, आत्मा अमर है, आपकी बॉडी नश्वर है, पर आत्मा परमात्मा का, ब्रह्म का ही रूप है। ना ब्रह्म को कैसे जाना जा सकता है?" तो दैट्स व्हाट नचिकेता वांटेड टू नो. Yama said, "There is nobody who can tell the something about Brahma, because he is unexplainable. You can't explain, you can't this thing. No, even I can't tell you what is Brahma. It is Brahma's wish whom he would like to reveal himself. Only when he decides when the person is right and it is a right time, then only he reveals himself to that particular person. So in case you are asking me what it is, even I don't know what it is. But the time will come when he himself will reveal himself to somebody. Like what we have the examples in Gita, where Krishna revealed his Brahma Roop to Arjuna. Like that, we have got few examples where God himself revealed to to a particular person whom he feels that it is a appropriate or appropriate person to be revealed and the appropriate time. So what we learn from this story basically that is Brahma को जानना है, Brahma को जानना है, not Brahma, because people get confused with Brahma and Brahma. Brahma is considered to be a god of creation, whereas Brahma is a what we call almighty, a superpower who is controlling, the utmost superior. Now, why I have told you about this particular story is because the ultimate quest remains to understand this Brahma. What is this Brahma? Everybody wants to know. But as per this story, it is said that only Brahma will decide that to whom he would like to reveal himself. In case Brahma is only going to decide, then I have to do something to please Brahma so that he reveals himself to me. Now, desire to know Brahma is in everybody. From there, the philosophies developed. And that's the reason I would say I started with this particular story to link it. Okay, why? If this quest of knowing Brahma, philosophies means what? A person feels this is the way you can reach Brahma. Now, whatever philosophies you take, everybody tries to find what this Brahma is, what is this creation, what is this? Whether it is any of the philosophy, Vedic philosophies or latest philosophies, the quest remains that only to know the Brahma. People try to ourselves from their side to tell the way as per their capacity, as per their limitation, whether it is Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya or anybody Acharya. They try to the utmost of sincerity. But till today, nobody has been able to go to the crux of it. How you find out? Like, in case you want to understand Shankaracharya, so just reading Shankaracharya won't be sufficient. Because when we hear something, we hear as a guru that he is telling me and he is 100% right. And there only we go wrong. Because there the devotion comes to it. Ki Shankaracharya has said, that means it has to be true. We go wrong. For there we have to go read others, those who critically analyze Shankaracharya. We have to read Madhvacharya, that which are the shortcomings what we have seen in Shankaracharya philosophy, and do we get sufficient good answers for those particular queries. Now, I am not telling Madhvacharya has become supreme, no. Then we have to go to some other who has criticized Madhvacharya on his philosophy. Try to find out. So unless until we go deeper and deeper, we will not go to the Supreme. And this is again a journey. This is not a destination. Now many times the people ask that what you gain after philosophy, after reading so much of philosophy. Because none of the philosophy gives the answer, but what we have got. So, I think my answer is like that. Ki earlier I was ignorant. I didn't know anything. I used to believe whatever anybody said. But today I am enlightened ignorant. At least I know now that what people are talking about, I don't have to blindly believe anybody that you're correct. So this ignorance, and there's a difference between enlightened ignorant, that means I have read so much, I know now that nobody knows. And there's no, in case you believe Nachiketa's story, there's no way to know also. So our journey should be to become only I would say, enlightened ignorant. We'll remain ignorant, but we have to become enlightened ignorant, that try to know everything. Now, in case limitations of philosophy, what we talk about, what are the limitations of philosophy? सी जब भी आपको कोई सत्य का ज्ञान, किसी चीज़ का ज्ञान चाहिए, तो आपके कुछ बेस होते हैं, दैट दिस इज अ प्रूफ। इन हिंदी इट इज नोन एज प्रमाण, सत्य के प्रमाण, आपको प्रमाण चाहिए। तो इन शॉर्ट वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस प्रमाणास, दी ऑन व्हाट बेसिस वी कैन कंसिडर दिस एज ए ट्रुथ, and what are the drawbacks of these pramanas, so that we come to know कि whatever pramanas you take, whatever proofs you take as the authentication of your knowledge, they themselves are limited. In short, there are some about 8 pramanas. We'll discuss one by one in short. The first praman is pratyaksha. I have seen with my own eyes. I have heard it. So whatever you can perceive through your senses, that becomes your pramana. You say, I see ma'am, and my eyes tell that she is a woman. So that is a praman to me, because what is responsible now in this act? What has gone? My eyes have seen you, and I have decided, my mind perceived that you are a woman. Now try to understand that where we can go wrong in this particular pratyaksha also. Very simply we say that there can be a hallucination. My mind may not be working properly. There can be illusion. Illusion, आपने अंधेरे में सांप देखा, पर लाइट जलाई तो लगा आपको ये सांप नहीं है, तो रस्सी है. तो what happened at that particular time when you saw it as snake? At that thing, that was an illusion. So there is a illusion, there is a hallucination, because ultimately it's a game of a mind. Now in case we believe only your eyes, still I would say that maybe some mirror, I would say कुछ आजकल ऐसे something, say between you and me there's some green color mirror which I can't see, because I've seen plenty of places that mirrors, glass doors are there, people banging. You must have seen, आपके साथ में भी कई बार हुआ होगा कि आप कहीं जा रहे हो, suddenly you banged into the mirror, this thing, not mirror, glass door, because it's opaque. The same thing in case that something is there which is of a different color, how can you say that color what I am seeing is absolutely correct? Or there can be a difference between my eyes, because eyes see and create an image in the brain, and so a brain inside the cornea, and cornea gives it to send its information to brain, and brain perceives. There can be a difference because it's not a direct perception, no? It is between, has got 2-3 steps. Maybe the time taken is too less, but these steps are there. There can be any fallacy in this particular steps. So we can't say pratyaksh also is an 100% proof of सत्य को जानने का. It is not 100%. You can't 100% rely upon that. And that's the reason many other philosophies like Nyaya philosophies and all, they have given more, I would say, what do you call, riders on this particular this thing प्रत्यक्ष, कि प्रत्यक्ष भी क्या होना चाहिए. न्याय सेज कि प्रत्यक्ष ऐसा जिसके कोई हेल्यूसिनेशन ना हो, कोई इल्यूजन ना हो, प्योर सत्य हो. तो आप कितना भी उस पर रूल्स लगा दें, पर स्टिल आई वुड से दैट लिटिल बिट ऑफ अनिर्वचनीय, व्हाट वी कॉल इट, अनिर्वचनीय मतलब इट कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्लेन्ड. समथिंग विल रिमेन in that particular place. Something will remain. It can never be 100%. So one is pratyaksh, and pratyaksh we have seen that also. So pratyaksh ke base pe bhi philosophies, those who have given the gyan of satya, when pratyaksh itself is not complete, this gyan also will not be complete. One. Now second, what we call it, second praman, what we call it basically is anuman. Now what is anuman? Anuman is something that based on the previous knowledge, what we have perceived previous knowledge, we see certain things and हम कुछ उसके बारे में अनुमान लगा लेते हैं. In simple word what we say कि पहाड़ पे आग लगी है, पहाड़ से धुआं निकल रहा है, वहाँ से दूर हमने देख रहा धुआं निकल रहा है, तो वहाँ आग जरूर लगी होगी. ये आग का कॉन्सेप्ट कहाँ से, क्योंकि आपको आग तो नहीं दिख रही, पर आग का कॉन्सेप्ट कहाँ से आया? हमने पहले देखा कि जहां भी आग लगती है वहां पे धुआं निकलता है. तो क्या ये भी 100% है? नहीं. अगर वो आप देखें कि रियल एग्जाम्पल कि धुआं आजकल कैसा कहीं से भी निकाल सकते हैं, जरूरी नहीं है उसके लिए आग हो. आज आपने वेडिंग्स में जाके आपने देखा होगा कि पीपल क्रिएट what say this thing clouds, and bride and grooms are walking on clouds. Now अगर आप उसका रियल में खाली पिक्चर में देखेंगे तो आपको लगेगा कि ये खाली क्लाउड्स पे ही चल रहे हैं, बट एक्चुअली दीज आर नॉट क्लाउड्स. तो अनुमान भी cannot be 100% even based on your previous knowledge. The third one comes upaman, the based on upama, that certain things I would say आपका किसी को उपमा देते हैं. जैसे अगर मैंने एक गाय देखी, से फॉर एग्जांपल गाय ऐसी दिखती है, एंड आई गो टू जंगल and see some guy like a structure, but थोड़ा सा अलग है. Say for example I have seen a नील गाय. नील गाय गाय जैसी दिखती है पर गाय नहीं है. Is not a cow, is a नील cow, but looks like that. तो उपमा, उसके गाय की उपमा हमने वो नील गाय को दे दी. तो this is also not 100% because it's a different thing. So there also I would say this particular claim, this particular praman also has got limitations. So my contention of telling you all is only one thing, that every praman has got the limitation and one cannot consider it as 100% correct. Now after that we come to Shabd. Shabd means what? I believe somebody, he said to me that something, I believe him. Now this also depends on time. Today you got a lot of devotions to a particular person, he said that, but what is a guarantee that what he is telling is absolutely correct? Say for example, I don't know whether it is appropriate to give that example or not, but I will just say because it is needed at this particular time. There was a time when Asaram Bapu was considered as a god. His words were absolutely, people used to believe 100%. But something happened in his life. He went to jail. Now most of his followers are gone. They don't believe. Now, once you believed him, today you can't believe. That is not eternal. So believing somebody again leaves lot of, I would say, gap in between the Satya and that, because ultimately I am believing. Your belief cannot be my belief. That's the reason Shankaracharya's belief, what he said, is not Ramanujacharya's belief. They're different. So here also Shabd, I would say, Praman also false. Now we go to fourth one, that is known as very abhav. I think fourth, and we have come to some about fourth or fifth, whatever it is. I don't go to the numbers. Abhav. Abhav means what? Ki absence of the particular fact. Absence of fact also gives you the information about something. But for that you must have a knowledge of that particular something. That in case I come to a room and I don't see this book, any book. So when I say there's no book out here, that means I already had the information about book, like something is there. Or in other words, in case say ki 1 kg batta, 1 kg batta already has 1 gram into it. 1 gram is not visible, but it is there in 1 kg. So this is known as absence, abhav. There is one praman which is known as ardhapatti. So why I am giving you this praman? Because there is a various way sages have said ki you can reach to, they may lead to the truth. Ardhapatti is what? Ardhapatti means I make some sort of impression based on the information available with me. Like in case I say that this person does not eat during the day but still is very healthy. That means I am making an inference that this person must be eating at night. Now this अपने पास जो स्टेटमेंट है उसमें नाइट का कुछ नहीं है. द नाइट व्हाट आई एम मेकिंग अ इन्फ्रेंस आउट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. तो मैं दिस इज बेस्ड ऑन इन्फ्रेंस, सो दिस कैन नॉट बी 100% करेक्ट अगेन. देन देयर समथिंग लाइक समथिंग इतिहास. इतिहास इज ऑल्सो वन कि समथिंग हैपेंड, बट डू कैन वी बिलीव इतिहास 100%? बिकॉज इतिहास we come to know through what? Through books or something. So whatever that person is written has the influence over itihas. He will not write that. Like in case I want to write an autobiography on madam. I know you. I know your certain false things also. These are not good in Achla madam. Huh? So when I write biography, what I will say? Achla madam was very nice, sincere. So when I'm writing something about her, can't I ignore this little bit of wrong things what she has? Why should I write? I will write good things. That's the reason today what we see, whatever biographies or biographies are written, slowly over a period of time, they create God after him. और गलत चीजें हम भूल जाते हैं, मतलब रहती नहीं है. Nobody wants to say, but only good thing remains. Now who has not become God these days because of this history only thing? You see Baba Ambedkar as a God. You see to many houses where Baba Ambedkar's photo is there. They have created because they have forgotten that he can do something wrong also, because there is nothing as history. Same thing with any historical figure. But in case I don't like Achla madam completely, on the other hand, this is a different story. In case I don't like Achla madam completely, what will happen? Even something good also I will not see in you. I will write only bad. So धीरे करके only bad remains and this person becomes Rakshas. What are the examples? Ravan. आज रावण के बारे में कौन बात करता है कि he was so learned? You will take only his one example that उसने सीता का हरण किया था. But who doesn't make mistakes in life? And there's not only one. In case you go to the past, you will like 100. Aurangzeb. So many things. You General Dyer. These are the examples. अगर आपके पास इतने हैं हमारे पास ऐसे एग्जाम्पल जहाँ पे हमने उनको डेमन बना दिया. So you can't, I would say इतिहास also one cannot rely 100% that this only, because same thing repeating again is impossible. Then the something as श्रवणम. श्रवण मतलब जो किसी ने अगर बोला है, दिस इज टाइप ऑफ शब्द ओनली, बट दे से कि इट इज शब्द के पहले क्या होता था कि आपके श्रवण के माध्यम से विद्या इधर से उधर जाती, गुरु अपने शिष्य को, शिष्य अपने उसको देता था. बट आपने एक एग्जाम्पल बहुत शायद उधर देखा भी होगा, क्या नाम है, स्कूल्स में किया भी होगा कि 10 people stand in a queue and first person we say one sentence. Then the purpose he has to give it to the 9th person in the ear, not openly. In the ear he has to say that. Then he will do to it and that. And it is said, in case 10 words have been said to first person, the ultimate जो last से आता है वो एक ही आ जाता है. वो एक भी ठीक है, total meaning is totally different. So that is also not very reliable. So these are the 10 ways where we analyze pramanas to reach to the truth. But when none of this pramana itself is not complete in themselves, how they will lead to the truth? So again, I would say the purpose of my talking on pramana was only to enlighten you something that they are not perfect. And main thing, they should lead us. How should we take these philosophies as? We should take philosophies only to be enlightened fools. Enlightened ignorance. We are fools, we are ignorant. We have to understand that first. By understanding philosophies does not make you, I would say, very great, superior, but only thing it makes you analyze. It makes you think that what people think, how to analyze that. With this, I would like to end. Jai Guru. Thank you very much.
Very nice.